Well, it's almost time, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming down to the last two matches of Playdays of the regular season for Oceanic Nationals. Manic and Raven here. Damn it, Raven, I got it this time. To work all throughout the night to bring you what is these last couple of matches. And I think that so far it has not disappointed, Raven. A 7-5 and then an 8-6 to kick us off.
Yeah, they've been two close matches. Feels like we're just kicking it on since last Friday because we had 3 8-7s on the Friday, and here we are. Yep. It's already been very close. I don't expect that to be changing, to be honest.
No, neither do I. And we're just going to jump straight into it. We're going to dive into the Noble roster and have a look at what is potentially a third-seeded team. Going into this game, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this matchup will solidify third place. So once again, quite a lot on the line because it means that you only have to face sixth. Anyway, let's have a look at the roster that we have come to know and love as some of the cheeky plays with Milo, Fisho, Guy, Nico, Derpe, and President. What do you have to add to us today, Raven?
Definitely keep your eyes out for Nico and Fisho, Guy. I'd say they're the two players that have probably had some of the more impactful performances or more consistent performances even for Noble. Maybe Fisher Guy a little less consistent, but definitely at the start of the season, he had some great games. He even got a Snowball MVP of the week way back. I think that was in week 1. So yeah, some X-Factor players here for Noble that you definitely can't count out.
Yep, and a team that you were just talking about consistency, a team that's seen inconsistency throughout their Oceanic Nationals season has been Elevate, of course. Seen some up and down performances from them, and we definitely have, we're going to be expecting a lot of them tonight. Vast, Worthy, God Legion, Digital, and Hotshot with Cynic sitting in as coach. This team could do all sorts of damage when they're on, but it just feels like a lot of these nights that we've been watching, it has been 50-50 as to whether they've brought their full form in or not.
And that's it. When they lock in and they have their teamwork, they have put on some really good performances. And then when they've been inconsistent, almost every single player here has had like their moment in the spotlight. Vast in particular, I think he's probably had one of the more consistent seasons out of this full roster. God Legion also. Worthy has been a great backup, but last Playday on the Friday, he really had a struggle. So it's just about all of them just locking in this synergy, and if they all perform, I feel like it's going to be a big threat to Noble.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. And I think that it's very, it is fitting that the last two matches that we're going to play, we are expecting to be incredibly close. Now, it is worth noting that Noble, I don't want to say they're on a downward trend by any means, but I think that they're in a similar boat to Knights where they started off with incredible matches. You know, an 8-7 victory over Wildcard, the only loss that Wildcard have suffered this season. And then to fall to Knights 3-7, Akami 3-7, and of course just beat Rhythm 8-7 on the last play day. There have been some questionable results from Noble as well. So by no means either team coming into this in very convincing form, Raven.
Yeah, that's a great point. It is kind of that mid-table battle for some of the more inconsistent, higher performing teams, if you know what I mean. And it does mean, look, whoever does come out tonight, they will get third. And that's more significant than it might sound at face value. So like we said, if you weren't here at the start, first and second seed, they're straight through to the semifinals in playoffs. So they get a bit of a bye at the start. So if you're third place, you actually get to play sixth, who is theoretically the weakest opponent you could play in playoffs.
Yeah, theoretically. Although, if anything goes to tell, we never know what's going to happen when it comes to playoffs. No. But we do have to get into the veto stage now. So I think we've seen enough of Oregon tonight. So please don't pick Oregon. Any thoughts, Raven?
Look, some of these guys have been a little inconsistent on some of their stronger maps. So Clubhouse, Cafe, I would expect to come out, but we've seen 50-50 results from both these teams on those maps. So I'm maybe thinking somewhere a little left field. Oregon? I don't know. Villa or Coastline even, I'm not sure, but I think it won't be something particularly standard.
Please bring me a Coastline, please, for the game. Oh my God! Villa and Coastline straight. Okay,
Clubhouse
Oregon's gone. So we don't have to play Morrigan, you know, we don't have to continue to see that one. We're going to Clubhouse, which has seen so much play throughout these days of Oceanic Nationals. So seems fitting that in the last 2 matches, one of them at least, we will be taken to Clubhouse. What are your thoughts? Both of these teams have played it twice throughout the season, so it's pretty even in terms of VODs and, you know, like practice on this map and officials. Where are you lying?
Look, again, it's hard to predict because of some of the inconsistencies of these teams. I'm leaning towards Elevate because this was the map that they really showed up on. Vast got quite a famous ace in Garage on this map earlier in the season. So, I mean, I'm leaning towards Elevate, but really is such a down the middle game, I'll tell you what.
It certainly is, and I think that the snowball predictions will show that as well, or potentially not. There we go. I think that's one of the more split decisions I've seen from this season, and I think that Elevate. I actually think I meant to vote for Elevate, so I'm sorry, Elevate. And I, you know, just know if you win, I was with you. If I wasn't, well, I'm sorry, you're trash. But heading into this, hey, we got to roast them sometimes. The thing that I think is important to note for Noble, Clubhouse, they had a 3-7 defeat on from the Knights, and that was really convincing as well. That was quite a sweep from the Knights. And then the very last Playday on Friday, we saw an 8-7 against Rhythm on this match. So very much this is their proving ground. This is where they make a statement and say that Clubhouse is our map. This is the map that we know we can play, because right now we don't have the best track record, Raven.
We don't, and we're going to jump in now. Noble versus Elevate on Clubhouse. And as you were saying, Noble don't have the greatest record on this map this season. It used to be considered one of their best, and people playing them on this map, well, you were in for some danger, but they have not had the same kind of strike power this season.
Well, let's see whether this is the time, Raven. Good luck, have fun, of course. We're going to get a cheeky one in at least once every play day, just to ensure that we keep it lighthearted no matter how intense it is. Poor Maverick, he doesn't see much Clubhouse, does he?
No, not usually. He's usually off the board. And here's the other one that's sometimes off the board, and this is going to make the attack all that much tougher, is that without Thatcher, some of those hatches in particular, that basement defense, going to be tough.
Don't ban Kaid, don't ban Kaid. Let's have a repeat of last Friday. Let's have a repeat of last Friday, please. This would be spicy. I'm sure that Noble will not want to be taking risks on that. Having said that, a Valkyrie ban. Okay, no intel. And I will say that the Kaid really changed. The Kaid being left in really did change the tides in a lot of those rounds last Friday. And there we go. There you have it. Off the board as we now head into it. Any thoughts on the Valkyrie ban, Raven?
Look, again, I think it's really good to deny that extra intel and maybe facilitate some roaming, which can be really helpful. We saw Digital playing a lot of Valkyrie in their successful match against Ferox. So, maybe just a straight up target ban, to be honest with you.
Digital, he's definitely played well this season, in all honesty. We've had a couple of good games from him. But likewise, I think there has been some inconsistency. The Mozzie will be brought in replacement potentially for that Valk should they want the intel, but I think we've all seen Mozzie played in many different ways on these play days. So Malusi will be brought instead of the castle as well. They have showed face though, so let's see what this brings, as it is Elevate starting out on the defensive side. Noble is just out in front, nosing 6% on Elevate there. And yep, very similar to pretty much every single time I see a community vote. That looks like a fair representation.
It does look like a fair representation. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, but far out predictions have just been thrown out the window so much this season. Like it felt like we were literally cursing the Knights in that last match, right? We all predicted Knights, and that was so close to losing that game.
5 seconds left.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough game. I'm expecting probably overtime out of this, to be honest with you, Manny.
Yep. And it really, like, the past 2 play days especially have just brought us all sorts of spice And I'm really just expecting nothing less. Nothing short of at least a 7-5 map. But both of these teams can definitely bring the heat. You know, Nico on Buck on the attacking side is... Man, it can really make you uncomfortable, especially down in basement. And I think that's... we've seen teams go for that direct ban in the past to ensure that he doesn't have that comfortable kind of play style. But we'll see how much it enables him to do here, as Noble have cleared what looks to be the roam for now, as still continuing to drone out past the 2-minute mark, and it looks like they've got a pretty good idea now of the positioning of Elevate.
They have, and one thing in particular, look, Nico reprising his role on Buck. I'm sure he's bringing the DMR. It's really, really strong pick for him, and it's something that he seems to excel on. So we'll highlight that and see whether he continues to excel on this against Elevate. Right now, the time management quite good from Noble, getting this vertical pressure through the kitchen, and from a safe distance on Nico is always a great start.
So a double with President backing up on Sledge for the... Obviously, Derpe and Milo bringing in the hard breach potential for those hatches now. Nico trying to force back anyone looking to either impact trick or any sort. Not going to happen for Elevate this time around. So they do concede the hatch. You can see a deployable shield at the back of Armory toward Dirt will enable some of that deny should they look to drop the hatch.
Maybe Hotshot playing in Dirt, pretty important there. So if he is not pushed out by Derpe, who looks like he's poised to start pushing through Dirt. Fisho joining the fray there as well. In fact, it is Fisho that's going to be the one pushing deep. He looks like he's going to be the distractor to make sure that Hotshot isn't the one to deny plant. And with 35 seconds to go, I think this battle in particular in Dirt is going to be very important for how this round plays out.
Now they know exactly where the smoke is as he alerts Noble of the position. There's the potential for the trade as they come around the corner, so that could play a huge effect. Fisho guy, he goes down first. Nico, however, they are evening the odds. My goodness, what is going on? God Legion on a flank of all sorts here. Derpe is evening it out, but I believe the last two are kind of stuck in an awkward position. They don't have vertical control. The diffuser is down. Derpe, he cannot find it. Is it? I don't even think they've got time at this point. Derpe, does he make it around the corner? No, they don't. Elevate, they manage to push them back, and God Legion, well, he's doing God's work at that point.
God's work, he did indeed. Great flank from him. Secures Elevate round number 1. Of course, they would have been backing themselves a lot on that basement defense, and it was close. I mean, Noble did a pretty good job to bring it as close as they did. They just never quite had as much control as they want, so weren't able to secure a plan. They never really attempted it, to be honest with you. Elevate now just going to rotate around to CCTV Cash. Vast, of course, we said he's a player to look out for in Garage. It was on Kaid last time that he was excelling, so that's been banned off now. He's going to have to play this Wumai.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Wumai, which unfortunately was not given any chance to play last map, instantly banned. And Raven, how nasty Vast is up on those rafters. I'm sure that Noble are fully aware of it and will not be making a similar mistake as potentially teams have beforehand. And look, that round was a little bit chaotic there. It still felt like Noble had a good chance. Had that banshee not have been directly under the hatch, or had it have been dealt with, there is an opportunity for Derpe to run away with that diffuser and look at getting it down in a different position, but whew, did come down to the wire, seconds in it as per usual. We are really coming to expect that lately, aren't we?
That we are. Curious to see what Elevate do with this defense. Looks like they are going to maybe just extend a touch into construction here. They've banked some reinforcements in towards logistics, used mute jammers on the main door. So looking to potentially play a little aggressive. God Legion over in gym as well, maybe keen for a jump out. So if Noble do start to stack up around that CCTV window area, could be a little bit deadly.
Bomb has been located.
Come the charges, but they will eventually be allowed to lay to rest on the CCTV wall. On the back of, I believe that was President's Nade, so Elevate still pretty happy to continue their extended play into bedroom and construction. And that's potentially what you get. God Legion does go down, but once again, he will be able to be picked back up here, Raven.
Yes, that's going to delay some time. They're going to drone that too, because they probably thought that they might be able to get a nice little secure here. Finally spotted him in the little closet. He's going to back away. And this is a good stall on the Master side, because otherwise, you just would have seen Noble quick take Master and start to put a lot of pressure in towards cash from construction, but they've had to use so many drones to figure this out. God Legion has now been misdroned. He's back in logistics. He's getting aggressive in the corner. He might be able to wait out this drop. Oh no, I think the drone just saw him all the way in the end. So, very lucky that turned around and finally Noble closed that out.
Man, could have gone so differently, but they do their due diligence, and now in a 2 versus 5 Elevate, their backs are well and truly up against the wall. An extended hold has not given them too much here. Vast, what are you looking to do? Nothing. No one out there, just
some hands.
Yeah, quite literally. Hot shot now, getting caught out. It's all left on Vast. We've seen him do some pretty nutty things, Raven, but a 1v5 is just out of order.
Seems like it, but that's basically what we saw last time we saw Vast on Clubhouse. But no, he gets one, Zerpe shuts him down, so Noble answer back. We see a 1-1, and Noble looking pretty good on that attack.
Certainly are. And look, that was very close, Raven, to being one of the biggest missteps for Noble you could ever have on a drone. That really would have put a spanner in the works. As it is, there is no need to worry. And we head to gym and bedroom now for the defense of Elevate. You'd say a very interesting start. I am intrigued to see how this one goes now, as
attackers need to locate.
if I'm being completely honest, it does look like Noble has started out the better of the two.
Potentially, but at the same time, there was a narrow margin where I felt like that opening engagement when Noble got 3 kills could have very much gone the other way, but it didn't work out that way, of course. So yeah. I'd say, yeah, Noble are looking pretty decent. I mean, they were close to getting the first round. That second one much more comfortable. I think still too early to judge, but it feels like it's just living up to, again, this close nature of the whole season. Potentially, we might just see trading rounds back and forth all the way through the overtime.
I am really curious, come the very end of our play days and we head into playoffs, whether it be the promo relegation playoffs or whether it just be the regular Oceanic National playoffs. What happens in the best of 3 formats when things change? Are we going to see as many close and tightly contested games? Because I really think that there's something in it that just allows these teams to really, on the day, just get off running and never allow for that second comeback, if you will. Worthy, my goodness, I got baited so hard then. So hard. That is literally just the cupboards. Don't mind me, folks.
Yep, and look, he missed that cross as well, so he's going to think he's safe. Big misplay from Worthy on the lineup there. I don't think he realized he wasn't quite looking at the door frame. So here's Noble. They go up with a man advantage in that first minute. Pretty big pick. They're going to start to put pressure in towards CCTV cache, where Digital and God Legion are currently holding. It's very important map control to hold. So given that Noble seem like they're dedicating a lot to it, the stall right now is going to be critical.
Fisho pre-aiming the top of red, looking to ensure Elevate going for any kind of cheeky peek. It's not going to come out. God Legion He's only able to find one, and Fisho just catches the backside of Digital as he makes his way into construction. They do manage to fold out in time, though, and Nico continuing to put pressure on from the vertical angle there. What are you looking for here, Vast? Nico is what he was looking for. Kill confirmed, and back to site. He should fall at this point. A 3v3, a minute 20 left.
Yeah, it was a good pick from Vast on the flank. Nico seemed so aware of it, though. Just maybe caught a touch off guard. Vast also pretty sharp with that shot, getting the headshot. But Nico didn't have much time to react to that DMR. Of course, is the downside to having a DMR. Coming to last minute, though, Noble do have some good map control. They've got this cash side. Now they're looking to take logistics. Is Digital on the Maestro that stands in their way there. So the other players are going to try and assist, putting pressure on these windows, which will hopefully spread out Elevate and enable Noble to potentially get this execute down.
Noble can choose to pick up the pace at any second. Smoke to continue to deny. Milo goes deep on site. They're not expecting it. Hotshot gets caught out trying to find what's going on. And that will well and truly confirm a second round here for Noble. It all happened at once, Raven, and it looked like Elevate were completely stumped out of the round.
They were. They were caught sleeping a little bit at the end there. I think they just assumed that maybe Noble were going to funnel through the door. Didn't feel like those windows were well covered because, as you said, I think it was Milo just got in and got the frags. So not a great defense there for Elevate, and I'm starting to agree with you now, Manic. It feels like Noble are taking control of the match. Really careful because Elevate, yeah, they can win basement because, of course, this should be the hardest to attack, but it's the dubs on Gym Bedroom and the dubs on Cache CCTV that I think will really dictate these defense halves.
Yep.
Attackers need to locate
Certainly so. And
as they can.
to cast your minds back, it really finished out in a 2v2, and it was the time that ran thin for Noble, but there were many points in which either team really had a good look into that first round, and I think that this time we will wait and see whether it's even similar to the previous. God Legion was on a cheeky roam up in bar and managed to find some decent trades. Actually, I think it was main stairs coming down from logistics, so this time Elevate investing a little bit more on the roam, Raven.
Yeah, adopting the more traditional clubhouse roam. SSG room, if you want to call it that, but everybody does it these days, so I don't know whether you can really call it SSG room
Attacker's
anymore.
objective is to locate a bomb and
Looks
defuse
like
it.
that's the play. Worthy a little cheeky here, though.
Oh.
I thought he was going to place that barricade, but decided not to. Not going to spawn pick it either. Not sure what that's about, but anyway. Going to play aggressive around the bar. They are sticking the roam as well. Looks like Vast and God Legion on the top floor from what I can see.
Is the con open for now anyway? Well, just a headshot angle, if you will. And that Selma charge from Derpe. Show guy now hunting for those two players upstairs, CCTV and Cash. Obviously being cautious, we've seen a lot of players playing from oil to deny that rafters aggression. Worthy has actually come up in blue as well to help support the rest of the team here. They're investing quite heavily, Raven.
They are investing heavily in making work. He peeks the catwalk, but he bails away. He might have been able to catch Fisher Guy off guard, but in fact, it looks like the whole roam has defaulted back down now. So at least they've gotten away with their lives. They've delayed time. They've shot some drones. At this stage, you could probably call that a bit of a dub for the Elevate strat. But Noble do still have quite a bit of time. And they've been working away at things anyway. They're starting to work at kitchen now. Derpe is just on the outside of it, maybe just waiting for his chance to open the hatch.
You'll see Nico now opening up those lines. Still just very cautious of anything that may potentially be played. And I wonder if there was where that castle is putting the very last barricade, because I believe he didn't put that on the window, so whether he even had one left. No, none left. Okay, he's put it on dirt. There you go. So once defaulting back to site, they're doubling up on what they think is right.
Less than a minute now, and they're only starting to get more solid vertical pressure onto site. So I think this is definitely a slower attack to the last one that we saw for basement. He's trying to work at kitchen hatch. They've opened up that little rush wall at the bottom of the main stairs so they can try and rush through and put pressure. Elevate just backing off and really just letting Noble push in. It looks like Elevate are going to bank on being able to deny this.
25 seconds, breaching now from Dirt as Fisher Guy finds the first kill onto Worthy. Derpe looking for that contact. Once again, it is even out. Elevate, they are not letting them settle for a second. No matter what they manage to find, they're still finding ways back into this game. God Legion is the man to step up this time. Milo tries to go deep into sight. Once again, 2 players left for Noble, and they get shut down in quick succession. Elevate, they take this round, and confidently so.
That was definitely more confident than...
So, coming into round number 5 now. We'll wait and see what happens on this defense.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
And with that, it will gain the advantage potentially for Noble after those couple of rounds that we were able to see. I believe we definitely just had a misstep. And my poor Raven had disappeared on me. Raven, are you there? Well, this is devastating for me. Raven's left me out to dry, and that's alright. We have bigger and better things in mind for this matchup than what has been these... I do apologise for any technical difficulties that we do have, guys. It do be the way of home broadcasts. And with this now, Elevate look to reattempt that extended hold across the bedroom and con. God Legion and Worthy going to be playing side by side, brothers in arms, if you will. On the back of that as well, Vast holding that rafters position, which we know he does so well. Digital at the moment. Looks like is he all the way down in basement? Yes, he is. Droning out by the looks of it. Potentially expecting someone to come down blue. Noble not even on, well, not even in the building thus far. So there we go. President is the first to make his way in, and I am extremely curious to see what Digital does here. He may just come up main stairs and join the rest of his team over in con. Sounds like CCTV wall is starting to be open there. You can see the Selma charges going off in the background. The rings of the explosions now. Raven, I think I heard a tickle of the throat. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. He's back.
Oh my gosh, not sure what happened there. Thanks, microphone, but we back. I have not been able to catch up on what the round has been doing, to be honest with you, because I've been frantically plugging and unplugging my microphone. But the fact is, half the round down, no engagement so far, which starts to favor the defense in this instance. And again, Elevate have extended to this master bedroom side. So I think it's a lot about this strat is just make or break on if they do successfully hold this master bedroom side of the map.
Fisher guy just reloading his minigun, if you will. 150 bullets. Really never running out of ammo at that point. Pre-firing around the corners now. Looks like they're trying to put a little bit of pressure, and they may potentially isolate God Legion there in bedroom. Fisher holding that hard line just in case someone decides to rotate out early, with Derpe now putting pressure in from CCTV. Oh! That was right beside him.
Bit cheeky on the magnet. Fisher, though, sharp shot onto Worthy. And in they go. It's going to be a team kill on the back of that, so that could be detrimental. 30 seconds. Vast still has this garage position. Nico only just entering master. He's going to get a pick on a God Legion. 25 seconds. Can Elevate hold on?
They were not shy in going fast then. And President now is sticking the defuser. Looking like in cash. They've got them isolated at top red and rafters. As Digital now makes his way back up. I don't know whether they're going to be able to find the angles they need here. They've completely fallen away from sight there, Noble. They've got one player holding and two playing from a little bit deeper. It looks like Nico from underneath, and it is two. He'll clean the round up. Clean up aisle 5. Janitor duty for Nico. And once again, another very convincing round on this Noble attack.
Yeah, and again, it was not the basement side. I want to put the spotlight on that Elevate have not had success outside of basement yet, and that's just what is needed to be getting this defense half. So Gym Bedroom is their last-ditch effort here. It is round 6, their final defense. Elevate can get this, it will be 3-3. Might be on track for another overtime game.
Don't you dare, Raven. Well, it would only be fitting to do so on the final day of what has been an incredibly frantic Oceanic Nationals regular season.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by
Once
attackers.
again, the reward on the line for this matchup, it can hold quite a bit of weight because, you know, to make a long story short, whoever loses this, by the looks of it, will have to play Akami come the quarterfinals of playoffs next weekend. The team that wins it will have either Ferox or LFO to play, which, when you look at the standings, you would definitely say is the lesser team. However, the season's been a little bit more up and down than that, so you definitely don't really want to be going into quarterfinals playing Akami, though, who have come into form very late into the season here.
To locate a bomb and defuse it.
And thus, Elevate will need to confirm what is this last round on their defense.
It's a great point, but at the same time, Elevate, one of their victories was against Okami, so they might feel confident in that matchup. Granted, Okami was struggling much more back in those matches than in the recent form, so it could end up having a different result. Of course, BO3 as well. But like you said, Elevate, they want to lock it in. That you just want to get third place because you're going to give yourself the best opportunity possible in the playoffs. Right now, they're struggling. I mean, Noble are doing pretty good work on these attacks. Time management on point, utility clear on point right now. They seem to be getting a lot of control.
And on that as well, it does seem like there are very quick trades from the side of Noble. Elevate may be able to find an advantage here and there, but it does, like, there is an inkling that every time Elevate get an advantage or something along those lines, Noble just managed to really claw it back or potentially get that in favor in the very early rounds. A lot of presence being given to that CCTV wall, and God Legion at the moment going to be playing on the shoulder of Digital once again. So Nico might just look to come underneath and make them a little bit uncomfortable. Very cautious that there could be a player flanking him from the underside. It's God Legion that finds the first kill on Fisho, who was pushing up. Nico just manages to catch the trade as Digital was trying to get away. And a 3 versus 4 does not favor Noble for the first time.
No, it's definitely worked out much better for Elevate in this instance. God Legion 1 HP though. I mean, it's just a sneeze on him and he's dead. He's gone into that Logi cupboard again, which is where he died last time. Nico's still making verticals so that they can actually fully obtain this cash control. Dirtbay's been tagged from a run out from Fast all the way in Strip. No one's going to be able to capitalize on that because they are all focused on the east. So right now, Elevate just poking and prodding. And they feel like they are in control right now in this round.
And that's it, just for this round so far. Nico trying to catch a rotate back to sight. Doesn't look like he's going to be given anything just yet. Worthy holding the back of Logistics drop. Hot shot repositioning as well to get a little bit more aggressive to Con. Potentially, if he does decide to stick by the mattress, he could find an easy and quick kill, but droning out, due diligence being done. Nico needs to be careful when he drops here, Raven.
Yep, not careful enough though. Worthy there to capitalize. God Legend's been downed. His hot shot finds Derpe all on Milo's shoulders. He finds Worthy. It's all up to Hotshot and Vast. They've just got to sit deep, and they aren't pushing it at all. They're staying very patient as Milo wallbangs. Almost gets all. My gosh, Milo really almost made that happen. The crossfire though, too good from Elevate. That was scarily close, Manic.
Oh my god, that would have been one of the most sickening plays I've seen in the ANZ region had he been able to find that kill. Oh my word, the pre-fire on the wall as well. It was almost doable. And we are left thinking what could have been there for Noble, who just didn't seem like they really had a good footing in that round. And Elevate will make it a 3-3 half, so we are very much halfway on our way to overtime here, Raven. It would not surprise me.
Feels like it so far. And look, you brought up a great point with that almost clutch. Milo, he pre-fired Hotshot. He got him down to about 25 HP, I think it was. If he had got the down and it then smoked Vast along the hallway, that would have been the round for Noble. Very, very close. Great attempt from Milo. But here we go. We've got the half. We've got the swap happening, so we get to see what Noble are like on these defenses and what Elevator like to attack, because I feel like the spotlight should really be more on how well these attacks perform. In the end, these defenses, especially the basic ones, should be somewhat comfortable. Not easy, but more comfortable than you normally expect because of these bans.
For sure. For sure. And
10 seconds to go.
we'll wait and see how easy. Whether it's easy enough. But anyway, I think that at this point, Noble is coming into this with good stead. There was a lot of confidence from that. And the rounds that Elevate won, it really has been quite an even half, regardless of how quickly I thought that Noble were able to gain the advantage. In terms of gameplay, anyway, I just want to make that very clear. I'm not talking about, rounds or anything like that. It did feel like Noble were bringing a little bit more, but now it's Elevate's turn to potentially return the favor on this one. Milo on that Jaeger, not afraid to get aggressive whatsoever, and Elevate, as always, they're just going to make sure that they're not giving any free kills away early on.
Milo's got the taste now. He wants to be aggressive here. Just shooting these drones on the blue stairs. Elevate deciding not to dedicate an extra drone to that, which is good. Once he shot the first one, they kept the other two back, just ensuring he didn't actually leave the storage stairs. So down he goes. He's going to play around that rack in blue. And it looks like Noble are destined to be on site right now as Elevator making this vertical pressure in towards the main hallway and probably towards kitchen.
Oh, Legion making some vertical lines of his own there. And oh, see you later. Landmine, nicely done from Derpe. Great intel, and see you later, Alligator.
Must have been a pre-place because Derpe was in dirt, obviously, as we just saw, and it was God Legion was barely in kitchen before that blew up. So perfect comms. Not sure exactly what the intel came from or whether it was just purely a sound call, but either way. Great play from Noble. That's a big dent into Elevate, losing both the sledge and the fact that it's God Legion, one of their stronger fraggers.
Yep. Wondering how many frag grenades were thrown. Didn't sound like any either, so it just continues to get a little bit more, a little bit worse in terms of the storyline for this round. Anyway, Hotshot, will he put pressure in Dirt? Derpe playing on more of a aggressive and deeper line in Dirt. You can see there, Hotshot just being able to spot him out around the corner. Intel now being given out, but how long is he going to be able to hold this for, Raven?
Yeah, just about that long, Medic. The shield gets cleared, and a good pre-fire from Hotshot means that it wasn't a very comfortable spot at all for Derpe to sit 4 versus 4 with 30 seconds, though. They've got 2 players in Dirt, which is pretty solid control. Not sure exactly how they've gone with Kitchen, but they're not leaving. There goes Hotshot.
There he goes. My hero Nico can't stand up for Noble. And Worthy can continue to push with Digital putting more pressure on here. Vast is going to have to stick this just in Armory. Worthy, he needs to cover, he needs to hold, he needs to ensure that Vast can get up so it's a 2v2. Milo, he's doing his best right now, and Vast, he will be called upon for elevate here, Raven. Noble are going to take their time.
Defenders have eyes on the diffuser.
They
Attackers
are, and
need to
he is in
protect
such a tough position in the back of Armory. So easy to be pinched from. He gets one on the President. He's got one more to find. It's Milo. He's been pretty hot for Noble, but not hot enough. Fast secures it. Solid round for Elevate. And I thought Noble were going to be able to crawl that back, but the post plant ended up being good for Elevate.
Certainly did. I still can't believe that one has gone the way of Elevate. Noble definitely looked posed to take that, but a very nice attack down there on the basement, Raven. We were saying that it's meant to be the easier, and we're making a real emphasis on the word easier. Yes, yeah. Quote unquote, because it never is, you know, no site is easy to take, but by all means, a great round from Elevate there on the first defensive side of Noble.
Yeah, I think it's a really important round for Elevate, more so than Noble, not just because of the fact they won the round, but just a bit of a confidence booster. You know, they only went 3-3 on the defense half. Mm-hmm. As you said, it felt like Noble probably had more control in that first half in general. So to come out and just be able to take a basement attack like that, I think really strong. And the fact that it was on a clutch or that 1v1 situation generates some hype in the comms. You know, it makes you feel really good, and it can help you string together a few more rounds. And the
biggest problem, and I'm going to play devil's advocate here, the biggest problem with that is we're going straight into a rehost right after that round. There's only one thing that could be worse than a rehost right after you've just played a big clutch, and that is being team killed. I'm still mad at Drex for that. Bouncing will never be the same. But nevertheless, I do think that this is a great start on the attacking side. Like you said, it does give you a lot of confidence. I'm sure the comms were going absolutely off. You know, my favorite part about that is just the dust settling and it just going absolutely mental. Like that's my favorite part about those kind of rounds. It really does, you know, the silence, the calm before the storm, and then bang, straight into it. And look, for those of you who may only just have been joining us potentially in that round or now, it did finish 3-3 in the first half with Elevate on their defense. So it still felt like, you know, really up until that last round that Noble were in with a really good look to take that 4-2, and Elevate really stood up in round number 6. So this kind of continues this storyline that we've had of just stupidly close games in Oceanic Nationals.
Feels like it. It really does feel like it. And it's going to come down again. We saw an issue with Elevate's defenses where they struggled to hold the sites outside of basement. They only ended up winning that last gym bedroom round, only just 2. So it really could have been a 4-2 half. I think it's going to be a spotlight here for Noble. And the fact that they have lost Laundry straight off the bat, that's a little bit scary, I guess. We haven't seen enough of Noble's defenses to really be too alarmed. But I'd say if Elevate do creep out to a 5-3 lead, it's a little bit worrying. Of course, not too late at all, but it's definitely not a deficit I would have expected coming into this second half.
Yeah, and a big factor in this one, well, in this next round in particular, will be where Noble decide to take us, of course, whether we do see a reattempt of basement or whether we do move off. Of course, the rehost was called at the end of the round, meaning that the next round is untouched. There's no issues there. It's all good. We can play that out as if we'd never seen it. So I'm curious to see what Noble's decision is heading back into this one. Obviously, you would probably say the momentum is with Elevate, especially considering they were able to take that last round on the defensive half and kind of continue through with that. I think a good reminder for viewers at home is the last time these two teams played off was back in Six Masters. It was a 5-7 victory on Cafe for Elevate. We then went to a second map where Noble were able to secure it 8-6 on Border. So we know that these teams, they really tango. They are dancing to and fro, and therefore we just assume that it is going to be an all-timer, if you will. So we are not going to be seeing a reattempt of that basement defense. In fact, we're headed straight up to Cash and CC.
Yeah, we are going to see Noble do the rotate in general on Clubhouse. Most teams are comfortable on all 3 sites. Obviously, you don't play bar stock, but you can generally just rotate between all 3 sites. And by default, if you're a Clubhouse team, you're generally comfortable on all 3 sites. So it's good to rotate through, not let another team get really used to your setups or comfortable attacking a certain site. That's really important. I'd expect Noble are probably going to try and play with a touch of aggression here, and maybe that's going to be off the back of Milo, because right now he is going for this run out, and oh, it's just to find drones. Oh, I got so excited.
I mean, would you be surprised, in all honesty, if we saw Milo going for that? I wouldn't be.
Not at all.
Yeah, I'm telling you
Definitely
right
not
now,
surprised.
I would not be surprised whatsoever. And I wouldn't be surprised if he found a kill on the back of it. But we can move on from that, as Milo will continue to just roam down in bar and probably come to rejoin his team from main stairs, depending on where Elevate decide to hit from. They've opened up construction pretty early here with Digital, so that does make Milo's position a little bit more uncomfortable, and you'll see he's going to rotate safely all the way through basement and potentially into lounge or back up red stairs, but there's no need to make a full decision just yet. Elevate have only opened
Bomb located by attackers.
the south side, west side, at the 2-minute mark.
Yep, something we didn't see Noble get because of Elevate strats is the master control early. Of course, Elevate were extending over in this direction, and right now, Elevate have set up camp. They've got master, they've got the hallway, they've got logistics all covered. They can really start to put a lot of pressure in through to cash, which is, again, something that Noble were really not able to do that much when they attacked this. That being said, Noble attacked this pretty well. I think they won both times, so probably not a big deal at the end of the day.
You would be right in saying that. Both attempts successfully taken by the side of Noble. So, Elevate with a lot of pressure from Con. It looks like a fair amount of their players, a fair amount of their utility has been invested across there. You can see Hotshot as well just down in bedroom, but for now, it's not going to indicate anything in particular just as we start to set this round up. There's still a full minute left on this clock. Nico, very cheeky here. I wonder what the play is for him.
Yeah, I think he's going to try and do a run out straight to the south and peek up towards the window, but deciding against it. You're going to impact trick from below, actually. That's a nice little play there. So not going to be a run in into cash for Elevate. Giving themselves quite a lot of time to be able to deal with this, but they're just clearing these ex-Kairos left, right, and center, so not having an impact for Elevate, which is going to be potentially detrimental. Hotshot now, he's coming in with the Selmas, but they still haven't got that vertical control below. So into this final 30 seconds, I think it's going to be a little chaotic to push through, and Milo gets the opening pick on a God Legion.
Yeah, God Legion was trying to find him, obviously trying to flush him out there as they start to open up 20 seconds. I don't even think they've got a clear path into Con. They're going to have to go through that door and potentially through the window of CC here. Fisho guys on a tight line. President's holding from the top of red stairs, actually off on a little bit of a side angle there. They're getting absolutely massacred. Turned in to the mince grinder. 3 seconds left. It's 3 kills for Noble, and it's going to be 4-4 at the end of round number 8.
Huge defense from Noble, just that vertical play from below absolutely melted all attempts of hard breach in towards cash. And that just stalled Elevate out. They had construction control with, I think, just over a minute to go. And we didn't see them even try to push in until about 20 seconds, maybe even 15. They had no control. They had just tried so much to get that hard breach going. There was no pressure garage, barely any pressure CC window. Didn't look like there was much pressure from Kennels. Just Noble could totally sit back and take the pot shots. So great defense from Noble, and it's a little lackluster from Elevate.
Definitely expect a lot more from that situation, but I guess sometimes you do just get outplayed on a certain call, and that just seems to be the case. I've got a little tickle in the back of my throat, sorry.
You do what
It's
you
killing
gotta
me.
do, mate. I can talk
Raven,
if
you
want.
take over.
I got this. Look, I want to talk more about Elevate's attack there, because it's something that I think has been an issue with their inconsistency, in that with a lot of their attacks, they try to keep it simple, which can be good. But in the other hand, they're just not getting enough map control, so when it actually comes down to the execute, in this day and age of Siege, it's just not enough. There's usually too much left to deny, or too many good positions left to be able to deal with it. So Elevate, they got to be thorough. Noble are going to be the ones that will sit back. They've got the intel. They're playing a lot of Maestro here. So if they're not clearing those Evil Eyes in particular, they can just sit back and just wait.
So we'll wait and see for Elevate what their adaptation will be. Noble with a very heavy off-site presence with only Derpe. Should Elevate read into it, bada bim, bada boom, that would be a lot of pressure on site, but they're not really able to. The intel not going to give them enough there. Milo showing face and will back away as well. Nico's going to hold the line to lounge, so should they even decide to take a fight on red stairs, they're going to have to deal with him first and foremost. Noble have a pretty strong roam presence at the moment.
They do. It's been spotted by Digital's drone just there as well, so they're pretty much aware that Nico is hanging out around bar. Not looking like he's going to go back to site too quickly at least, and a pretty similar setup overall that we're seeing between Noble and Elevate. This is very similar to how Elevate held it. Milo getting extra aggressive around this CC window though, trying to find an early opening pick. And Elevate have not found much in terms of map control or pressure in this first almost minute and a half.
Definitely going to be a point to talk about in a hot second here. Oh, Digital. Step away for half a second. Will swing. Damage traded on President at top of red. And they will open CCTV. So you can see there they do invert onto Cash instead of trying to hold. And Milo may just completely fold all presence in Cash depending on the decision here.
Yeah, at some point, Noble will have to decide whether they want to default away. President decides that moment is now. They're still hanging out around construction, but no, they've pushed all the way back. So Elevate recognize this quick enough. They can take the Cash presence and start to put the pressure back onto site. But at this stage, I don't think I've seen Elevate at all rotate and put pressure on Jacuzzi or open anything around the gym side. It's worthy there now with the Ash, but again, Jacuzzi was closed. So players like Derpe, he's going to be able to sit over comfortably in this corner. And this could go back to bite Elevate really late in the round.
Jeez, Nico has been moving around so much at the moment. He's had so much intel down deep in the basement as he made his rotate back to main stairs there. So, starting off, taking down Fisho Guy. 20 seconds remain here for Elevate as they start to pinpoint a little bit more. Is that going to catch anyone from Nico? Bet your bottom dollar it will. Digital falls down. A 3 versus 3 Raven. That's the diffuser as well. Elevate, they're going to scramble to try and find the round here. You can see they've got to go deep. They have to find these fights. Raven, I don't think they're going to be given anything here. Holding the tight lines. Noble will shut them out of the round. And a very convincing round toward the end.
It was just, again, I think a touch too slow from Elevate in that early phase. They took so much time to flush Nico out of lounge in towards bar and then to clear that utility vertically so that they could get a successful CCTV cash take. And then outside of that, just, yeah, not enough. I mean, the Jacuzzi presence, again, I think would have been very critical for Elevate. A player like Derpe, for example, who was on the Maestro, wouldn't have been able to be tucked up in that corner. It would have helped them in that late round. So just those simple mistakes there for Elevate that didn't work out. Now they find themselves at a round deficit. Noble getting close to the match point.
Hello, Monty. Welcome to the server. And Clash.
Yes.
Clash and Monty. Look, okay, that's something that happens, I guess. That's just a decision that... What am I looking at right now? A decision for 2 shield operators to be brought in when we haven't seen them in 9 rounds. And I am mighty curious to see how this round goes.
Me too. I'm wondering whether the 2 shielders are going to come face to face, because that would be quite funny. And honestly, I feel like that's potentially likely to happen. It depends on how Elevate orchestrate this attack, but sometimes when you have a Monty and you have to push basement, you'll actually push down dirt. And I feel like that's where Clash is generally best served, is to just delay dirt push and be a nuisance around the back of Armory. Of course, it's Nico though. He likes to play things in his own little ways. So I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls out something a little bit complicated.
There is nothing traditional about Nico, no matter which way you put it. He's always got something a little bit cheeky to pull out. So expect nothing less. They are, of course, clearing the racks here, which will give them that full vision behind the default plant just under the kitchen hatch. So should Elevate go for a late round play, they will have to be very cautious of that. And once again, it does not surprise me. Milo was roaming around in a lounge, had the support of Derpe from Oil as well. So they'll know that rafters are clear for now anyway. And just as you said, Raven, so it will be done. Showing face nice and early here will be Nico.
Yeah, he's pushed all the way up that dirt position. And again, not sure whether the Monty is going to push this direction yet or not. Maybe they'll use the Monty to initiate in through Moto towards Church. That does happen too. It's Vast right now running towards Kitchen. And Nico's pushed back from dirt. Still trying to see where this Monty's going to go. Thought he was going to go for dirt in a second, but no. God Legion's here in Kitchen. You know what? This is where God Legion died last time. This was very critical. And Elevate's still got the round, so if God Legion stays alive and gets some verticals, it's going to help them a lot.
Could definitely turn the tides, that's for sure. And you're going to see it now. C4, from what I believe, being thrown up, and unfortunately not going to connect this time for Noble. Derpe, he'll back away. There's now a little bit more pressure being put toward Kitchen, with the hatch being open. God Legion and Worthy both looking to just make them somewhat uncomfortable. And here we go, head to head. G'day, mate. How you doing? Yeah, not too bad. How are you? Well, they're not going to be able to do much right for now.
Attackers have recovered.
Fast literally playing with fire as well. He took so much damage from that fire. And this is going to be detrimental in his fight with Clash, because she's going to continue to do HP damage to this Monty, who can't just straight up push because they're not competing on even HP. It's very risky right now from Elevate. This has to work out. It does. Vast gets Derpe. That's a big pick. He's going to try and get the Clash. Clash is trying to do the
Oh my!
This is a nuts fight in dirt right now, Manic. And all while this is happening, it's 25 seconds. Elevate. They look poised to go do this execute. Fast is going to go down. Here we go.
What is that from Nico? Just denying them access to dirt for so long. He'll eventually be taken out, with Digital making his mark on this round. Worthy now going to be sticking at the vertical pressure from God Legion too much. And now what can he get done? Oh my God. President, he connects there, and there is a chance. It'll turn into a 1v1, but it doesn't. And Elevate, they do come with the round. And I am in all sorts after that one.
That push down dirt was insane. That was just hectic as the 5 hit from the Goya shield, and then the Monty versus Clash, while the two support players.
Up. Cause I'm all alone. There's no one here besides me. My problem has all gone. Poor Raven. See you later, my friend. I literally just heard a pop, so I'm just going to assume that is not good news. So that's a very unfortunate situation. And once again, you get to have the lovely voice of myself. Well, I would definitely not call it lovely, I will say that much. But regardless, I know Raven was going deep on the analysis there, and this is my play-by-play analysis of what just happened. That was wild. Nico with some big Clash plays there, and equally so, Vast was pretty gnarly with a quick little one-tap. So I'm not gonna lie, that was probably one of my more enjoyable moments that I've seen. But we'll move on now. Vast will still be bringing that Monty. Obviously felt like it worked. Oh, there we go. I hear a Raven. The echoes. Welcome.
What is going on?
Back.
Last week I had my net completely die during the Elevate LFO game, and now during this Elevate game, my microphone's like, nah bro, I don't want to play anymore, so, this is rough.
Elevator cursed. They've cursed you, Raven.
Something like that.
Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you.
As you could hear, I was giving my in-depth analysis on two Shieldy boys. And if you didn't hear, it was so in-depth that you'll never believe. But regardless, Raven, we're seeing the full regulation. It's going to at least finish a 7-5 here, and it would not surprise me to go to overtime. It would only be deserving of it.
Doesn't really feel like anything other than 7-5 or overtime matches are really a thing here anymore. It's just so consistent. Vast, he's got Diffuser. Okay, so he's pushing a little bit deep right now. This is a little bit risky. Of course, he's safe as the Monty, or is he? Nico's playing bottom garage right now. which could be dangerous. And Bust has been downed. There we go. Not sure exactly how that came about. I was the player on storage stairs. Oh my gosh. And oh, Noble just rushed to try and save this. Nico is flanking from storage stairs. Oh my lord, what is going on?
Oh,
my
Nico.
god, Nico.
Well, okay. Well, I guess, look, you may as well double down and try to cut your losses, and that's exactly what he's done. A big gamble that has big results. The Monty off the board, so is the Zofia, and it does bring it back to a 3v3. So, by all means, Nico, surely bloody not! What is that from God Legion? What a 180!
Oh my god, this match just turned it up, man. The last round and a half have been crazy. And right now, Noble, only 2 alive, still 1:15 to play. Elevate, I mean, they don't have a whole lot of map control because this has all just been happening off site, but they do have the kennels all open, which is very important. Derpe still has this garage presence though, which is going to be critical. Looks like Elevate are keen to get in. They smoke it off. They're not watching it, not sure what's up with that. Derpe gets Worthy. All up to Hotshot and God Legion to close this out. Derpe in a 1 versus 2.
Made his way in. Do they know? Yes, they do. Elevate. They managed to fix previous mistakes and clean the round up. He was pretty much stuck between a rock and a hard place there, so I don't know whether he was ever going to be able to do too much. And with that now, it does look like match point looms large for Elevate, and so too does third place, ladies and gentlemen. For those who weren't joining before, again, I do just want to make sure I reiterate the importance of this matchup. This is for third place, and third place, they will not need to, like, obviously they won't need to play 4th and 5th, but when you look at who the 4th and 5th teams are, it will be Okami and the loser of this. So realistically, when you look at the standings of playoffs, it does bow favorably because you will be versing the 6th seeded team. It's still quite of quite deep importance overall. So
yes, it is. So here we go. Noble are reattempting this site, and I guess a lot of the normal play you see on this site didn't really play out in that last round. So much of the action was just on storage stairs, basically. I mean, like 4 kills basically was all in lounge and storage stairs, which is pretty whack. So I don't know. We'll see what Noble changed up here. Vast has stuck the Monty. He doesn't have to fuse it this time. That really could have been a round-ending thing for Elevate. I was trying to talk about it before the chaos happened. Vast going deep in lounge early with the fuser. Really, yeah, it could have been really tricky to recover.
And I'm sure had your boy Nico converted that kill onto God Legion as the run out from bars, there was a very good chance that that was pretty much going to be the round said and done. But there is one person you do not want to be running out on. There's one person that you don't want to be trying to take a raw aim gunfight with, and that is God Legion. One of the nastiest and sharpest players in ANZ, so he's definitely shown us why there. Nico, he has gone undroned. Nope, they will see him right at the very end, and geez, he is not shy of trying to take that fight, is he?
No, he's really not. But right now, Elevate has a really good little setup there with that Monty and God Legion holding the cross in through lounge. Nico's decided he's not going to contest it though. He's actually gone back up to Master. Vast was just going to go peek basement just to double check. Now he's in this corner. This is where we saw it all go to pieces last time. Must have been vertical play. I didn't actually see what happened to Vast. But looking good for Elevate so far. They're getting these kennels all open and they've got a bit of control in that vertical position.
Now this might be the play to ensure that Nico is forced to wait. Whether he expects Vast to be making his way up now, he will surely spot it. You can see they're still waiting for those players to make contact. Bit of an awkward encounter there. The comms have to be pretty much spot on, and President may have forced them away for a hot second, but God Legion deleting Derpe brings it a 4 versus 5. Still plenty of time left on the clock here. Make that a 3 versus 4 if they confirm that kill.
Oh, yeah, and they do. This is big here. This could be Elevate pushing for third place for the map. They have a lot of info with this Evil Eye, and they aren't going to be able to clear it particularly easy both these players that have taken Garage Rafters, they don't have the intel able to clear that. The Legend holding below, Vast gets tagged heavily. There's a player on the stairs that could really prevent this entry and into this final 40 seconds. Elevate, they're trying to be thorough. They're pinging out all this info. They just have to hold fast here.
Hold fast and let Vast go on to site. That's exactly what he's going to do. Out comes the goo mine. Fisho Guy and Nico both finding one apiece. How are they going to bring this back right now? Nico doubles up. This is unbelievable. Elevate. It's slipping from their grasp. Not yet, President now. 1 versus 2. A slither of HP for Vast and for Worthy. And it's all taken down. Noble forces to overtime. What a way to end the round from a 3 versus 5. Kudos to Noble.
Very well played from Noble, and they just still had the more important positions on site that were not getting flushed out by Elevate. And it got tricky. They couldn't figure it out. Here we are on overtime. Felt like it was going to be a match just then, Matic, but it's not. We continue, and Noble will continue on the defense.
ANZ and overtimes. Name a more iconic duo. Name a more iconic duo. We have seen them in abundance over the past 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks now. Vast, well, you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I feel like that's been working for them, so let's go again.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
Yeah, and look,
used
to Noble's credit, they did pull out the Legion for the counterplay there, and I think it helps. Vast stepped on a lot of goo mines. It just delays the Monty's actions. Even if it doesn't do that much HP damage, it makes the Montagne have to think, can I pull the goo mine out now? If not, where do I go? And even if they can pull it out straight away, in situations like if you're trying to stick diffuser, you can't. Like, you have to pull the goo mine out first before you can do it, so it's all a time-wasting thing. It worked very well in that last round, potentially facilitated that clutch to happen.
10 seconds to insertion.
Indeed so. And that is really just everything we needed to confirm what has been
Attackers are
a
moving to defuse
very,
the bomb.
very tight game between these two teams. And now that we head to overtime, Noble, just as a reminder, whoever does start on that defensive side first will get the last laugh in the final round of overtime. I was trying to think of a better way of saying that, Raven, but that's just as simple as it's going to get. In round number 15, they will get to reattempt it. But that doesn't really mean much when both sides have gone 3 and 3, so...
Yep, Nico looming below again has had pretty instrumental part in how this has worked out. I mean, we've had a rehearse, not exactly sure of his final scoreboard right now, but it has been impactful. Elevate have had to constantly be dealing with Nico's poking and prodding from all kinds of locations. It'd be a little hard to keep track of.
Opening now, as they have seen and spotted Vast. He will just continue on his way, on his merry way at that. And now put a little bit more pressure at to the top of red. President not really interested in trying to stop them from coming up either. Milo on the door of Con and could potentially hold that crossfire, but it's not really going to mean much. It is the Monty. It's going to be almost impossible to really deal with that. And you can see so as well. Noble have decided to fold the position of Cash and back away. Turtle a little bit deeper there.
Yeah, see how this works out. Hanging out in the kitchen. So they're dedicating, there's 3 players right now dedicated to holding logistics. Because President below with that verticals in the wall towards construction. And then Milo and Fisher guy. Monty has got this cash control, is going to start pushing up. Fast has to be careful because if he backs into those verticals, it's going to be the end of him. In fact, he's going to peek down and potentially even see that that's being held. So that could be very important.
Bomb located
Without a doubt. President, potentially, they may have made the call there. And as he backs away for a hot second, they're still so cautious that they could be flanked at this point. They're really not allowing them to come up for free, Nico. I think the timing did not favor them at all there, Raven.
Touch off. Was a touch off. So here we go. Vast is pushed deep. He gets that call out. Worthy deletes Milo. 30 seconds to go. Nico's going to have to retake from below. Monty is in the way. Vast is proving to be quite a pain on this roll. He's just calling these out for his players. 15 seconds. Here comes the plant.
Struck has given them everything they need in this round. Nico, we've seen some incredible things so far this matchup. Is this too much for you? I think it may well be. He's going to go deep to try and find Digital, but the trade, regardless, was there. Elevate using Vast as a little droney boy. Push Noble completely offside. Unreal.
I can only imagine just what it's like as a Montaigne player like that. You just walk in the face of somebody, call them out, and your teammate just shoots them straight away. Just the giggle you must have to yourself. You're like, this is great. Oh, so yeah, very strong. See, because once they started picking, I mean, they lost the first 2 attacks, and then once they started picking that Monty, things really turned around for them.
Yep, certainly did. It all started with that dirt push back on the basement defense all those many moons ago, which, well, it seems, what, 4 rounds ago now? So there you go. They have managed to put themselves in the most favorable of positions, going to the basement defense in overtime on match point to solidify the 3rd position, the 3rd seed heading into playoffs. And Noble, they definitely will not be giving up without a fight. You know that for a fact. We know what the side of Noble can do on this attacking side of Church as well, especially. I feel like that's where Nico seems to shine quite often.
Yep, absolutely. And something else with Noble is they're not afraid to make risks when they're in these situations. So I wouldn't even be surprised if they try something a little cheeky. I'm not saying necessarily a rush, but they might try capitalize on just like a small opening in the mid-round. It's just something when Noble's got their back against the wall, you can never count that kind of play out. So it's something Elevating have to stay on their toes with. And it looks like they're going to do a total strat too. So even more reason to just be on your toes, ready for it, because if that push comes out of nowhere and you're not, you might lose 1, 2, 3 people, and then it's hard to come back from.
That is a very great point you make there, Raven, and I think just to add on to that, obviously the match on Friday night would have shown you full well the gambles that Noble are willing to take. On match point, they decided to play hyper-aggressive, at least for the first 30 seconds, minute of the round, and it really did change it in favor of them. So I would not doubt if we would see anything even similar, as it does come down to this. 2 minutes off the clock, and Noble have done incredibly well at ensuring that Elevate are not roaming around.
Yep, very swift attack.
Bomb located
This is
by attacker.
really important for Noble on this basement push. Fisher guy looks like he's pretty keen to potentially put some pressure down Oil. He's got a drone at the storage stairs ready to push that.
Cover me, reloading!
Some nasty little bullet angles there. That's the tiniest bit of vision. Nico, we've seen him, unfortunately, die to this position a couple of times. Way to pop of the mic, Raven, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But it's okay. Opening up now, kitchen hatch. Elevate. They're going to be put under the pump just a little bit. Tested as to how they react here. That looked like a very late attempt at a denial of that kitchen hatch, but shoot your shot, I guess. Oh, how is the footing there? Nico just going to be missing it. Oh, that's got to be a free kill for days. Nico with a nasty line to the back of that main corridor. Vast will not be expecting that one. As Dirtbait can now try to put a little bit of pressure from Dirt. This is looking doable from Noble. 30 seconds on the clock. It looks like Church may be the point of attention as Milo is lining up there. Digital just on the other side, waiting for these players to come around the corner He did spot that play across, decided not to fire. This could be an incredibly dangerous position here. The flash comes in, so does the drone. It's coming down to the wire. Digital swings, he'll find one. The trades are so good from Noble. An elevator left with only hot shot. If he can deny this plant, no! Not like this! He denies the plant and gets away. That is the match done and dusted for Elevate. They will take 3rd place in Oceanic Nationals. A 4v1, a huge oversight from Noble, and that is the way it ends. Unbelievable. We should have headed to round 15 there. Not today. Not under his watch. And 8-6. Hello, friend. Welcome back. I don't know if you saw the ending of that one, but nasty. Okay, so that makes sense. We were, for anyone who potentially is just watching right now, and there's a little quiet moment there. Raven's not audible on broadcast, but I can hear him, and what he's saying is, what the bloody hell's just happened? How is that going to happen? We're going to come back to me, and only me, unfortunately, because Raven, once we do fix him, he will rejoin us. But I think that unbelievable from Elevate there, right at the last second. Oh, this is so lonely. The smoke down the bottom makes this incredibly awkward. I am just waiting for the call, Raven, by the way. Whenever I hear that it's back, it's back. But I will say this. Elevate step up at a huge point in time and managed to make that work. That really should not have been the case at all. Noble in a 1v4 that looked so doable. Unfortunately, he just sneaks in the back line there and takes an easy kill. So, in all things considered, though, an incredibly close matchup, and it's one of those things where it's kind of like, it feels bad. It feels bad for Noble. But at the end of the day, full kudos to Elevate and what they've been able to do. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a short break. On the other side, we will have the final matchup of the night. It's going to be LFO and Ferox. You do not want to miss this.